Go ahead.
Coach, first of all, it's always good to come out with a win and move into week 3, with a victory under your belt.
It sure is, Chad. I told our team yesterday, it's just when you win football games, that's what your goal is, and no matter what happens or how it happens, half the teams in the country don't and half do, and the ones that do, you feel better about what's going on, and yet you still know that it's just a game, so you got to go on to the next one, and I think our guys are ready to do that, but it always feels good to win.
Did you see anything on video that you maybe weren't real conscious of as you were watching the game live from the sideline?
There's a lot of things that happen now, Jim, that happens. But no, I think for the most part, I'm catching most of it, and I think our guys, I think, and I said it after the game, I think the same thing happened. I mean, we spend a tremendous amount of time on the punting game. Our players know how I feel about it, being the most important play. I mean, that punt got blocked in the first thing. It takes a lot of gas out of you. And there's a lot of teams, percentages of teams that win games that have a punt blocked are not very high. We were fortunate we were able to go get one of theirs later on and set up a score. But I think that sets you back a step. And, again, I think because of the emphasis we put on it and I put on it and our players put on it. I mean, our seniors know, and it's not a big secret. Punt's the most important play in football, and when it gets blocked for a touchdown, that's a deep breath. And, I think that's what happened a little bit. And then our guys, we just regrouped and we kept fighting back.
Could you view that, the way it started, not so well, as a positive based on the way your guys bounced back the rest of the way?
Well, sure. I think it just, I think it proves what we say to our guys all the time, and I think it's what they know. I mean, our veterans understand it. You just keep playing. You can't get in the tank on a play. You can feel bad about it for a second and responsible for it and all those things, but the next play's happening, and you got to figure out a way to how to overcome what happened. And that's really what you focus on. And I think our players, I think it is a great example. You just keep grinding and playing, and it's never over. And if you were ahead by 14, we got up. I said it a little bit after the game. Our defensively, in my own mind, we relaxed a little bit. We got to a point where we were playing pretty doggone good in the second half. And our offense went right down and scored and got some points. And we had scored 28, and they hadn't scored. And all of a sudden, we got a little bit, hey, this is going to be okay. We got everything under control. And there's no football game in America that everything's under control. And hopefully, our guys will. On our side of the football, selfishly, defensively, we need to realize that it's never over and play like that.
John, what improvements did you make from game 1 to game 2, you think?
Well, I think a lot of improvements. I think a lot of areas. I think we did make. I think we made good improvements. I can speak defensively. I thought we did a better job stopping the run. I think we were very much more conscious of what was happening there. Fits were better. I think we were lined up better. Didn't have near as many mental mistakes, mental errors. And that, in turn, all of those things, as simple or crazy as that sounds, allow you to play better. Offensively, I thought we ran the football better at times. I think we have guys, our backfield, our seniors, again, I continually say that our seniors are playing really good football. They are. We've got guys that can run it, guys we can throw it to down the field, we've got guys that can catch it, a guy that can throw it. Brandon played much better. But again, I just think our senior class, I think they're just doing the things that it takes to give yourself a chance on Saturdays. They're leading our team in practice and meetings, and they're playing good football.
Well, other than being on the road, how were the challenges you faced this week different from the ones you faced against Youngstown?
Well, I think, Jim, on the road is huge. Northeastern guys have probably been there. Most of you have been to Northeastern. It's a difficult place to play. I think the number one thing that makes it difficult is the way that they play. They're just a hungry, competitive, tough football team. I don't care. I told our team I don't care about record. I don't care about anything. I've been there enough times to know of what we're getting into. And I think Coach Hager does a tremendous job. They're physical. They're tough. They're going to compete. They're going to play in their own place like it's the last place on earth. That's just how they play. They have always and will continue. Again, the main game, Maine's rated 20 in the country, and that game's to the wire. You watch them in some games from a year ago. against Villanova, and that game's to the wire. They're going in to score at the end of the Villanova game. So I just know what we're getting into. It just takes us to be prepared and to travel. We leave early Friday morning. I think we leave at 5 a.m. Friday morning, so that's a test. And it just is. But you know what? Gotta go do it.
How about the challenges, their system, and/or personnel?
I think on offense, they're different than anyone we've seen to some extent. They're spread, they're no huddle. It'll be very similar to playing against our offense. And from that standpoint, they're hurry up, they're speed up. You see a lot of times, even Boston College, Maine do not get lined up on defense. The ball's getting snapped because they're going at a tempo. So again, that helps us a little bit because we practice against that a lot every day. So those are good things. From the defensive side, it's again, our offense feels a little bit. We've been pressuring them quite a bit in camp. They'll see pressure again this week. They'll see numerous fronts and blitzes and stunts, and it is a pressure defense. So it is an up-tempo game. When you go into Northeastern, it'll be tough and physical. It'll be at their place, and then it will be on both sides of the ball, an up-tempo, fast game. We'll have to do nothing right.
They've struggled offensively a little bit. Maybe struggles not the right word, but only have scored one touchdown. Is that due to competition?
Well, I think they opened up at Boston College, and then they lost their quarterback in that game, I believe. I know. And then he did not play last week, so I'm presuming that he will be back this week. But I think that has some things to do with it. The weather last week out there was crazy. You watch that on film, it's nuts. The rain's blowing sideways. It's unbelievable. It's amazing. I thought they did a great job, both teams, handling the football. I think there were a few turnovers on both sides, but we were just talking as a staff. I mean, to watch that game on film, to think that there wasn't a ton of fumbles is really kind of amazing. I think they did a tremendous job. It was a heck of a football game.
Coach, noticed on Saturday a real spirit from the defensive group, a real enthusiasm, a real fire from those guys. Some big hits, some real aggressive attacking. How pleased are you with that?
I am. I think that's what defense at Youngstown is. That's what I talk about all the time. Getting folks to believe it and to do it is a work in progress. We're not there yet by any means. Like I said, we got pretty happy. At one point in time, happened to us in the Jersey scrimmage, which I share with our defenses. We had an opportunity to learn in the Jersey scrimmage that we were playing really well and got a little bit happy and satisfied and everything. We're going to win the jerseys back, and we did. And offense came back and grinded. And same thing happened the other night. We'll be a great defense when we mature and realize that we're going to play every down with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder. That's how you play great defense. And I'm excited about this group. I told them on both sides. I think we have an opportunity to put ourselves in a chance to have success. And as long as we continue to do that, we'll be heading down the right road. But we're making some progress on defense. We're not anywhere near where I think we ought to be. But I see things out there that, again, last week I probably pulled 5 clips out. I'll be able to pull out probably a dozen this week, 15 this week, that are what I think are Youngstown State defense. That's a long way from 70 out of 70. We're on the right road.
Donnie Jones, focal point, obviously. You have lots of weapons offensively, but a couple catches he made there in the end zone. Those are pretty special.
Yeah,
Special players.
He is. And again, I know it gets old, but this senior group from Kevin Smith sitting back here to Brian Maloff to Donnie Jones to Brandon Summers to Aaron Pitts. Aaron Pitts' catch, tremendous catch. Those players are playing well, and they're all talented, and they're all playing well. The catches, the one catch Donnie made up over was a phenomenal catch. There's no question, phenomenal catch. So they're just playing really good football, and they're leading. They're growing up, and have grown up. It's just fun to watch them. I really enjoy being around them. And, we haven't hit any real rough road yet, but last week was a lot of fun, and they handled it pretty well. So just continue to grind and work hard. Yeah, the catch he made over in the end zone was pretty lovely.